Good morning, Jim.
Morning.
Morning.
Okay, guys, before we start, any questions?
Nope.
Okay. Good. So today we're going to start with anatomy physiology. Okay, guys. So before we start going into the juicy details about anatomy physiology, let's get one thing straight. First of all, yes, okay. What is anatomy? Okay. Now we did solve the other day and say yes, okay, Anna was. We can say it's okay. Take them apart. And Tommy was okay, so forever is okay. Cutting into. Clear? Okay. So that's mainly as okay how the word anatomy we can say it's okay came into being, because mainly as okay what they do or what they used to do still was. That's okay. Cutting into the body and mainly as okay looking at the different structures. Okay. But we can mainly as okay just say okay anatomy mainly as okay can be defined as the study of the body structures. Yeah, that's pretty much okay as what anatomy is about. Now, what is that we just study about the body structures is, first of all, is okay, we can say it's okay, things such as okay, shape and size. Okay. We can say it's okay, location. Where is it located? And then comes, okay, yes, one other thing would be, what we can call it, relationship to other neighboring organs or structures. Is that clear? But what anatomy wholly and solely is just going to be as okay about is okay the study of the body structures, organs, etc., etc. Is there any question about that?
The bottom one says relationship to what?
To other organs.
Okay.
Okay. And that's when you come into saying that's okay, things that's okay as being anterior, posterior, things like that. Superior, inferior, so and so. Proximal, distal. Did that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So roughly speaking, it's okay when we talk about it's okay, regular anatomy is okay, that's what it is about. Okay. For me, it's going to be it's okay, study of the body body structures. Now, usually, guys, okay, when we check, for instance, okay, the body as a whole. Oh, sorry, that should be 3 legs now. Okay, like this, and study it and say, okay, as we have, for instance, okay, a structure here that is lateral to the structure here, so and so. Okay, this structure is going to be as okay anterior to a structure in the back, for instance, things like that. Okay, all that kind of okay as study of okay as the anatomy of the body as a whole is what we can call as okay. Now I may go under two terms. Some people will call it okay gross anatomy. Okay, it's not going to be gross anatomy. It's going to be gross anatomy. Some people may even okay call it surface anatomy. Okay, guys, and when scanning, or when you guys are going to just okay, be scanning, yes, okay, people, persons, etc., etc. This is going to be as okay the kind of anatomy that you will be. You can say it's okay using. Okay, mainly as okay, and what does it mean? Mainly as okay by looking at the surface of a body, you should be able to say, well, okay, this is an area that okay I will be scanning mainly because this is the area where okay the structure that I want to scan is located. Okay, okay. Does that make sense? So gross anatomy or surface anatomy is mainly as okay looking at the surface of the body and be able to just okay locate the normal position of okay yes body organs, bigger or smaller structures. Did that make any sense?
Yes.
Okay, so that's what we call gross anatomy or surface anatomy. Now, you can mainly say as okay, there are going to be as okay subcategories or subtypes of anatomy. One is going to be as okay, we can just start from the smallest. We can say as okay, one is going to be as okay, what we can call. Actually, it's going to be as okay. The actual term is going to be as okay, histology, which mainly is okay, it's okay because of the study of tissues. And okay, guys, where will we find these tissues? Well, okay, yes, in body organs. Okay. So mainly because okay, we can say okay, it's a cellular or tissue level study in which it's okay, we study the anatomy. Because we're studying as okay, the kind of tissues found in a body organ. Okay, but that study as itself is going to be called histology. Now, guys, mainly because okay, this is studied with the help of a microscope. That's why it's okay. Histology can also be known as, or some people may call it, microscopic anatomy. Okay, mainly because okay, to study the tissues, what is it we need? We need to use a microscope. Okay, clear? Okay, so that's why I heard some people may also refer histology as to microscopic anatomy. Did you guys get that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. We can say as okay, another subclass of anatomy is what they call embryology. Okay, which means it's going to be, it's okay, we can say it's okay, the study of. Now we can say it's okay, we can do it this way and say it's okay, developing embryo. Meaning that's okay into a fetus. And from fetus, that's okay into a baby. Okay. So that is what the SOK call anatomy. Okay. Oh, sorry. That's what they call SOK embryology. So mainly SOK is just the studying of an embryo. But what is an embryo? Mainly SOK. SOK, a sperm and a SOK over. Or you can say SOK, the over gets fertilized. And okay, it's all the changes that happens from that point and beyond, which causes us, okay, this to develop into as, okay, a full-fledged human being or baby. All those developments are studied under, yes, okay, the subject of embryology. Did that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, now embryology is okay, just like histology is okay, is a common term, but okay, some people may also refer it to as developmental anatomy. Okay. Did that make any sense?
Yes.
Okay. Now, guys, Buchanan says, okay, two approaches by which, okay, anatomy can be studied. Okay, that can be mainly as, okay, two study approaches. One can be as, okay, what we will call a regional approach. And we can say, okay, the other one is going to be as, okay, a systemic approach. Now, guys, if they, as okay, if you are to study anatomy in a regional approach, what would that be? In that case, that's okay. The mainly as okay had divided the body into different regions. They may, for instance, say, okay, the upper limb, which is going to be your arm. That'll become one region. Then they go as okay and say, as okay, the lower limb, which will be as okay, your leg. Then they may go and say, as okay, regions such as okay as the head and neck. Then they may as okay go and say, well, okay, yes, they have a brain. And that's going to be as okay, let's call it okay, the neuroanatomy. Then they go and say, it's okay, thorax or thoracic anatomy. And then they go, yes, okay, abdominal, pelvic anatomy. So they mainly, yes, okay, take up each component of the body and okay, study it separately. Okay, but mainly, yes, okay, just I divided the body into separate regions. So that's okay as a regional approach. Okay, now this is the SOK, the approach that we used to have SOK in med school. But the reason that they took it this way mainly is okay because we as okay were studying anatomy in a separate class. Okay, but our approach, or the approach that we're going to do is going to be a systemic approach. Where we mainly take each individual body system and study it separately. Okay, and why do they take this systemic approach here? Because first of all, is we're going to say, well, yes, what is the anatomy of this body system here? Which mainly is what are the body structures that physically come together and make up this body system that we may talk about. And then we can just go on and talk about how is it that these body structures here work together to just fulfill the task of the body system. Okay, so as you go from chapter 2 and onwards, you mainly see that as your book has classified the anatomy and physiology, and in accordance to the body systems. Okay, first system, integumentary system, then we go to the muscular system, then we go to the skeletal system, then blah, 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 blah. So we're mainly going to take up each system up one by one. Just give me a second, guys. Did that make any sense?
Yes.
Now comes the question. Well, okay, guys, now since we can say, that anatomy is or was the study of the body organs, or we can even say structures. Then comes the question, yes, what is physiology? Okay. Now, guys, physiology, that's going to be the study of sorry. We can say it's the normal function of the body organs, or we can say structures. That makes sense.
That says the study of the normal function of body something.
Organs or structures, right?
Okay.
Right. Okay. Okay. Because, guys, now, what was it that anatomy told us? Mainly as we can say as things such as as the shape and size. Okay. We can even say as we said relationship to other organs. Right. Okay. Things like that. Okay, and we can say locations. But your anatomy is not going to talk about as what is the function? What is the function of the stomach? Okay, what's the function of your urinary bladder? What is the function of your kidneys? Those functions, that's mainly as what we'll be studying in anatomy. Oh, sorry, physiology. Right, okay, so we may say yes, okay, good. We have a stomach, for instance. Right, okay. This is the shape of the stomach. This is the size of the stomach. Okay. These are, you can say, it's okay, the different layers of the stomach. Things like that. Okay. Yes. In front of the stomach, that's going to be the structure that we have. Behind the stomach is that's going to be the structure that we have on the left of the stomach, right on the stomach, things like that. That's going to be, it's okay, the structures that we find. But when we say it's okay, but how is it that this stomach here is okay, normal is going to function? That will mainly be as okay, well, okay. First of all, okay, what's going to be the basic function of the stomach? Okay, but then yes, okay, how is it that it performs this job? What activities plays a role in, okay, yes, the stomach is okay, doing its job, or yes, okay, performance its function. All that study is going to be, it's okay when we talk physiology. But guys, please, it's normal function. Okay. So what normal function is going to be is okay, we can make okay an organ, or yes, okay, a body system, or the body as a whole will be functioning normal, which mainly means okay, as there will be yes, okay, we can say it's okay in case of no disease. Yeah. There, okay, yes. Any disease process or whatsoever. Or we can just say it's okay, something is okay, not functioning normally. So we can say it's okay. That'll be yes, okay, another study. So we can say okay, the study of the well, okay, yes, okay, abnormal. The word function maybe is okay, a little bit is okay, out of. Okay. Not actual, but okay, we can put this. But you can say like a study of abnormal functions of. It's okay, the body organs or structures. And that is actually, that's okay, what we call pathology. Because once we have, yes, okay, abnormal functions. Sorry. Once we say, okay, as a stomach may not be functioning normally, that means that, okay, as something is not happening the right way. So although it's okay, abnormal functions, or we can say it's okay, changes that may occur as a result of okay, the abnormal function, yes, okay, will be pathology. Or we can say it's okay, mainly it's okay when your body organs are not functioning properly. That means okay, will cause that, okay, yes, a disease will develop. Or not necessarily a disease will develop, but it's okay, the patient or the person is not feeling well. Okay. So the main difference that differentiates between as okay, normal functioning of a body organ or structure versus as okay, an abnormal function of a body organ or structure. Okay, that normal versus abnormal is meaning that's okay, differentiating between it's okay, physiology and pathology. Any questions?
Nope.
Because, guys, the main difference of we can mainly says, okay, that, okay, yes, let's do it this way. Why do we have physiology? Or we can say that normal functions is mainly to maintain an ideal, environment of the body. And this ideal environment of the body is known as homeostasis. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. So everything that, okay, that your body does is okay, and okay, yes. Doing a normal is mainly as okay to as okay ensure that it is able to as okay try to maintain the what we can call homeostasis. Where we can say it's okay if any factor that we can say it's okay maintain our homeostasis is affected. That will mainly as okay lead to well you can say it's okay, you may say okay, I'm not feeling well. Or as okay in the worst case scenario, disease. Now, although guys, we're not going to just okay go into the details of homeostasis. But as okay as we discuss different systems, we may as okay say, well, okay, let's just talk okay, how does this system here play a role to just okay maintain this ideal environment of the body? And by doing so, it's okay maintaining homeostasis. And mainly it's okay cause that okay the person will live in as okay live in well-being. Okay. I hope that you guys now know yes okay the difference between anatomy and physiology. Right, okay. Okay. And you guys says okay the difference between physiology and pathology. Just look at the room that you're sitting in. Right, okay. Now the material that made that room, you can say it's okay, the wood, the what do you call it? Other materials in the wall, right? Okay. Wood, bricks, nails, screws, nuts, bolts, concrete, etc., etc. That's the anatomy. How that is placed or built up. That's the anatomy. It's okay, here I have a door, here I have a window, here I have, okay, a slide fixtures and so on, so on, so. All that is anatomy. right? Okay, okay. But you can also say as okay, the way that okay as this thing here was designed, that okay as I need to have a door, I need to have a window, I need to have okay as a source of light, so on, so on, so because that's how it's okay this room here will function. You can also say it's okay the room that I'm sitting in has to work with the room next door. Okay. So as long as you can say it's okay, your room serves the process, or it's okay uh, the purpose. That would be physiology. Right now you may say okay, it's airtight, things like that. Okay, but it's okay if you're not able to close your window, for instance. That may mean that okay, as part of okay, as the window as a part of the room is not working properly, and you may have a problem as okay warming up the room if that's the case. You can say it's okay, your light fixture, or okay, yes, you have a bulb, you have a structure, but if that bulb fuses, well, okay, it's not going to be able to just okay serve its normal function, right? And you may be sitting in the dark. So yes, okay, that not functioning, that's what you mean is okay, we'll call pathology. Did that make any sense? Okay.
Yeah.
You can't open the door and okay, you can't get out of the room. Well, okay, you may be stuck in that room now. Okay. Until and unless somebody comes and okay, yes, rescue you. Okay. So just look around you as okay, anything can be as okay implemented as okay in same concepts. Okay. So you can say, okay, the build-up of your room, the shape, the size, and so on, so on, so that's the anatomy. And then, okay, as what's the purpose of this room? Or okay, now you use it as a study. You may have a room next door, which is a sitting room. You may have another room, which is a kitchen, so on, so. So they all has okay different builds up. That is anatomy. But that anatomy, yes, okay, will be, yes, okay, to some extent, yes, okay, be dependent upon the normal function or purpose. And if that purpose or that, okay, a structure or part of that system is not working, then you have a problem. And studying of that problem is going to be as okay, pathology. So as when you're not able to as okay, close the door, you may as okay, call in a house pathologist, which is going to be as okay, the handyman. How do I fix this door? How do I fix this okay, this leaking pipe or something like that? God forbid. Did that make any sense at all? Get any questions now? Nobody have any questions?
Nope.
Nope.
Just to clarify quickly, the systemic approach for study approaches is just the body system studied separately.
Yes.
Okay.
And you can put it this way on, okay, why do we do that? Mainly because, okay, we are studying anatomy and physiology together. Right, okay. So what you mainly will see us, okay, or what you mainly will see us doing as we go on, we'll first say, well, okay, first of all, what are the organs? What are the structures that makes up this system here? Clear? Okay. Now, depending upon us, okay, we can say, okay, versatility between, yes, okay, the functions of the body structures. We may take each structure up one by one. That's okay. Well, this is how this works. 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 Or this is how, yes, okay, may contribute to, you can say, yes, okay, the functions of this body system here. Clear? Okay. But okay, we're not going to take a regional because, okay, when you go regional, we can say, okay, we can study anatomy on a regional base. But then, yes, okay, functionally, well, okay, not really. Okay. Because, okay, what do you have in your arm, for instance? You got bones, you got muscles, you got blood vessels, you got nerves. That's pretty much it. What do you have in your legs? The same thing. Okay, you got bones, you got muscle, you got blood vessels, you got nerves, and you'll say, okay, well, I got skin too. Okay, skin too as well, right? Okay. Did that make sense? So that's okay. Well, functionally, that's okay. What's the difference between your arms and legs? Pretty much not much. You can say, okay, I walk with my legs, and okay, I grab things with my hands or arms, right? Okay, or fingers or whatever. Okay. But functionally, that's okay. There's not much difference. Okay. Okay. But we can mainly say, okay, the reason that we is okay, I have adopt, or it's okay, but this textbook is okay, adopt a systemic approach rather than a regional approaches that we are studying is okay, anatomy and physiology together. Did you get that? Okay. Okay, guys. Now, some of the, yes, okay, upcoming points is going to be, yes, okay. You may say, yes, okay, a repetition of what we did in medical terms or terminology. But there's okay, in that case, okay, pretty much okay, as only as okay went pretty superficial. Now we're going to just okay add some further details and okay actually study is okay, we can say it's okay the composition of the body at a even or starting at even smaller level. Okay, so that's okay, organization of the body. Now, the first thing that we will start off with is going to be as okay. Now, I may go under as okay different names. Some people call it elements. Some people may also as okay know it as an atom. Or whichever level is okay, whichever name we call it under, or as okay call it by. What is it going to be? That's going to be as okay the basic unit of matter. So the basic unit of matter is going to be what we call an element, or it can be called an atom. Okay. Now, guys, you may have heard of something, yes, okay, called the periodic table. Have anybody heard of the periodic table?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, guys. And you can mainly say, okay, what is the periodic table? Well, okay, as anything that is mentioned or shown on the periodic table is an element. And guys, since we call the basic unit. Okay, since we call the basic unit of element, that's going to be the smallest form into which as an element or a substance can be broken down into. But yes, you may have as something with look at this a lot of instance hydrogen molecules or atoms, for instance. You can say maybe as connected with another substance. Right. But yes, broken down, yes, what you will get is, well, yes, you will get, XYZ number of hydrogen atoms. And each of these is going to be as a basic unit of matter. Because although as we break down, or break these hydrogen molecules off the chloride molecules and separate them individually, as each of these hydrogen atoms here are going to be still going to be an element. So is the chloride, for instance. Chlorine is also as going to be an element. Now, yes, you may find, you may find a list of, different elements that we may, be maybe talking about. Okay. So, yes, common amount, common type of atoms or elements that we, from point to point, may talk about is going to primarily be things such as sodium, potassium, oxygen, hydrogen, we can say phosphor, we can say nitrogen, and we can say as calcium, and we can say as chloride. And sorry, of course, yes, carbon. Almost forgot that one. Okay. Now some of you will say, okay, what is this Na? What is this K? What is this O? What is this H, P, N, C, A, C, L, C? Now these are mainly as we can say as that's going to be as be the chemical symbols. The Na is sodium. A is potassium. O is oxygen. H is hydrogen. P is phosphor. N is nitrogen. Ca is calcium. C is chlorine, or Cl is chlorine. And C is carbon. Okay, so these are the chemical symbols of, okay, these different elements here. Okay, and for instance, okay, whenever yes, okay, may yes, okay, talk about yes, okay, these different elements here, or okay, somebody may write yes, okay, the complete names, but it's okay, writing them in a formula, in a chemical formula, what it is that they do, they mainly is okay, use the samples. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So yes, okay, somebody may say yes, okay. For instance, okay, we say HCl. Now this is the chemical formula for substance called, well, okay, it was hydrochloric acid. But it's okay, the chemical formula of it is means okay, HCl. Okay, we can take another one. We can, for instance, okay, sodium chloride. Okay, so if you actually as okay want to read this out as okay, it's going to be as okay, sodium chloride. But when they write it in the formula, it's just going to be NaCl. And so. So yes, okay, whenever yes, okay, write them in chemical formulas, yes, okay, I mean, yes, okay, going to use the chemical symbols. Any question, guys?
No.
Good. Right, okay. Now, out of yes, okay, this long list here that I wrote, we can mainly say that okay, yes, approximately yes, okay, 98% of the body. 98% of the body is mainly as okay made up of okay as these 6 elements here, which is going to be as okay oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen. Oh, sorry. Nitrogen. What the blue? Calcium. And phosphorus. So 99 or 98% of your body mass is mainly made up of these 6 elements here. If that makes sense.
Yes.
Yes.
So you can maybe say, okay, the remaining 2% is going to be made up of other yes, okay, smaller element or small yes, okay, elements present in smaller quantities. Which means okay, we just call it okay, trace elements. Any questions, guys?
Nope.
So lady or guys, anything is okay found on the periodic table is going to be an element. Okay. No, I don't. Okay. I don't recommend that you go and start reading the periodic table. First of all, there are many elements written on that periodic table that you shouldn't even get in contact with because they are extremely deadly. Radion, for instance. Lead. It's an element. It's mentioned on the periodic table. But you should not get in contact with it, okay? You can say, what else? Uranium. Okay, that's an element. It's on the periodic table. Okay. There are some other heavy metals that as the body shouldn't get exposed to, but they are elements. They are still mentioned on the periodic table. Things such as mercury, or like an element. Back in the day, we used to have those in thermometers. Nowadays, thermometers are digital. You don't have to look for a thin film of mercury that horizon. Oh, it's okay in a thin glass tube, but as a result of the increased temperature.
Is nickel bad too?
Yes. Okay. They used to use nickel in you can say it's what do you want to call it? Cooking parts and so on. So back in the days. And nowadays not. And then you have people who, for instance, are allergic to nickel. Okay, so they may just just have as a bad allergic reaction to it. But people can be allergic to, you can say pretty much anything is mentioned on the periodic table. Did you guys know that gold was an element? So even if you have what you may call as gold dust, it is still gold. Even if it's in such a fine form as dust, it is still gold. So it's okay. If you are able to collect enough gold dust, that's okay. You may be able to just collect enough gold to make a new pair of earrings for yourself. So yes, that is yes, at the basic chemical level. Clear? And what I just told you is 98% of your body was made up of yes, a total of 6 elements, which was oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, carbon, calcium, and phosphorus. Okay, guys. Now we can mainly just go to the next level and say, well, so any questions about element versus atom?
No.
Okay. Now when we take that to the next level, for atom, element is okay. We take that to the next level. That's going to be as okay. What we can call, what we actually end up is going to be as okay. What we call molecules. Some people may also as okay again as okay refer to this as a compound. Is that clear? So what's going to make a molecule or a compound? That's mainly going to be as okay when we say it's okay, two or more than two. Atoms, or if you also as okay call elements. When they are joined together. If somebody don't like the word joined together, yes, okay, you can also use the word bound together. That actually is okay, leads to the formation of what can be called a molecule or compound. Is that clear?
Yes.
Right, okay. Now, guys, somebody will say, well, okay, two or more than two. Now, if you only have, for instance, okay, only two atoms, that means, okay, going to, we can say, okay, bound or joined together. To make up a molecular compound. Okay, there's mainly as okay one simple rule that needs to be fulfilled, and there's mainly going to be as okay that one of these atoms here, if that for instance okay is positively charged, other atom or element has to be negatively charged. Is that clear? Because guys, chemically, or you can say okay, it pretty much okay is against the law of nature to join two positives together. Likewise, okay, it's going to be as okay, chemically impossible to join two negatives together. Clear. So when there is going to be as okay, we can say as okay, there are molecular atom, sorry, a molecular compound is made up of only two atoms. The main rule that has to be fulfilled is that okay, as one atom has or element has to be positively charged, and the other has to be negatively charged. Did that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Now, guys, okay, as out of the elements that we mentioned, there's a whole ocean of okay, yes, of those elements which were positively charged. Okay. Whereas, okay, as all we can say is, okay, negatively charged means, okay, going to be things such as oxygen and chloride. And for instance, okay, nitrogen. Yeah. So yes, okay, if you want to, yes, okay, join any of these molecules over here with any other molecule, it can only be one of these. Likewise, okay, if you want to join any of these molecules with any other, oh, sorry, atom, sorry, with any other atom, it has to be, yes, okay, one of these. Because in this case, yes, okay, our compounds, okay, our molecule is made, yes, okay, just going to be made up of two atoms. But yes, okay, we say more than two atoms. That's when we can say, yes, okay, we can, yes, okay, add two positives together. But then, okay, there has to be at least one negative or two positives to be added together. Then there has to be a negative in the equation. Likewise, yes, okay, we can also add two negatives together. But for that to be possible, yes, okay, there has to be a positive in the equation. A positive line. Or guys, just look at, okay, yes, I'm not taking you guys far. Just look at, okay, yes, your batteries. Any AA, AAA battery. Yes, okay, one pole is positive, one pole is negative. Yeah. So yes, okay, it is. You can't have two positives on a battery. You can't have two negatives. Why? Because that's against the normal law of physics, chemistry, which means it's okay, just the law of nature. Okay. But you can join, yes, okay, two positives together, but there has to be at least one negative in the equation. Which means if you consider, okay, it will be the binding force between the two positives, or vice versa. Did that make sense?
Yes.
Right, okay. So based on that, yes, okay, it's going to be, yes, okay, chemically impossible to make, okay, as a molecule of, let's say, it's okay, nitrogen and chlorine. That is not happening. Likewise, yes, okay, you cannot combine nitrogen with oxygen. That's a no. Right, okay. Likewise, okay, you cannot combine chlorine with oxygen. because they were both negatives. Likewise, guys, okay, you cannot combine sodium with potassium. Just like that. Okay. You cannot combine hydrogen with calcium. Okay. Because, okay, both of these are here, okay. All these here, okay, were positive ions. Okay. Now, guys, okay, one thing that's going to be okay, because okay, what do we call a positive atom? And what do we call, for instance, okay, a negative atom? Now, guys, once we okay talk about atoms, with reference to charge, we will call that a general term is going to be ion. So we can say as okay, for instance, okay, nitrogen. Nitrogen was a negative atom or was a negative ion. Hydrogen, for instance, was a positive atom or a positive ion. Calcium is a positive ion. Potassium is a positive ion. Nitrogen is a negative ion. Clear? So whenever we talk about yes, okay, atoms refer to yes, okay, their charge. Whether that charge was positive or negative. That positive charge atom can also, yes, okay, as a whole, you can refer it to as an ion, but that positive ion is then going to be known as a cation. C-A-T-I-O-N. And a negative ion is known as an anion. Not an onion, anion, A-N-I-O-N. Is that clear? So any positive ion, which means that's okay, there's going to be a positive atom, but that positive ion will be called a cation, and that negative ion will be called a anion. Okay. So as we could say, it's okay, it's going to be it's okay, chemically impossible to it's okay have a bond between a positive atom and a negative atom. You can also say that it's going to be chemically impossible to bound a cation with an anion, or vice versa. But as we said, yes, okay, you can bind two cations together, but then there has to be an anion. Or you can just, okay, bind two anions together, but there has to be a cation in the equation. But just two atoms or two elements, well, okay, they can make a molecule, but the condition is that there has to be, as okay, one of them has to be a cation, the other one has to be an anion. Or one has to be a positive charge, one has to be negative. Did you guys get that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And what pretty much is going to, it's okay, hold them together now. Generally, it's okay, we can just call it a chemical bond. Okay. But what we actually is okay, well, realize later on is that a chemical bond is actually is okay going to be energy. Right? That chemical bond is going to be is okay due to energy. That means is okay, keep the atoms in the molecule is okay bound together. Okay. They can be classified into further subtypes of bonds, covalent bond, that bond, this bond, blah, blah, blah. We're not going to go into all those details, okay? This is not a class of chemistry. Yeah. Well, that's okay. This was just okay, the merely bare necessity. Any questions? Nope. Okay, guys. Before we go on to the next, just take a small break. Should we say I see you guys at 7? No, 7, sorry. 10:30. Is that fair enough?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, sure, no problem. AK. Okay. So we will later on, yes, okay, talk a little bit more about what we can call as okay, different subvarieties of chemical compounds or molecules. Okay. Good. Now, what do we have next? Good. So is everybody clear about this?
Yes.
That a positive ion is called a cation, and that a negative ion is called an anion. Okay. But any atom can be an ion. We just call it ion when we are referring it to the charge that it carries. Here it goes. Now the next level that we may talk about is going to be that we can say, okay, molecules. Now we can say, okay, molecules may come together. Or join to form what we call organelles. Now, guys, what organelles are going to be is okay. We will talk more in detail about that in chapter 2. Okay. But okay, let's make this okay, just a few examples. For instance, okay, there are going to be something that we call a mitochondria. That would be an organelle. We can say it's okay, there's going to be something that we will call as okay a cell membrane. That would be an organelle. We may have something that we may call as okay an endoplasmic reticulum. That would be an example of an organelle. And maybe it's okay an organelle that we call the nucleus. But as the main thing is that okay, as whichever organelle we are talking about is mainly going to be made up of molecules. And what was it that these molecules here were made up of? Atoms. Okay. Now in chapter 2, yes, okay, we start talking about these different these different organelles. We made as okay, talk primary as okay about yes, okay, their shape and structure, and okay, yes, their functions. But what you actually is okay will see is that okay, as organelles, if we say organelles, for instance, which will mean is okay, just complex structures of different molecules. Now, when organelles just okay come together, they make okay as another basic unit of something, and that's going to be a cell. So different organelles being brought together, joined into as okay into a new functional basic unit will be called a cell. And this cell here, that's going to be as okay the basic unit of life. Did you guys get that?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So even one single cell, you can say, okay, one single cell. Now made it because okay, because that single cell itself is okay as the basic unit of life. That single cell is okay, maybe it's okay, be able to is okay perform the functions of any living organism because it is living. Okay. But a single cell is okay, and any organism is okay made up of one single cell is going to be called, I'm going to refer to as a unicellular organism. Example of a unicellular organism can be something that's okay as basic as a bacteria. Something as basic as okay as protozoa. And okay, as even as okay, some parasites. Now, guys, it may as okay throw you off, but viruses are not living. Or we can say viruses, okay, are not cells. In many instances, okay, viruses are mainly okay, there's going to be okay, molecules or particles. But practically, okay, viruses are not cells.
What does it say under bacteria?
Protozoa. Those are just some examples there. Don't go into, okay. It means that, okay, the main is, okay, unicellular organism that we as okay might be referring to as okay will still be as okay bacteria. Or one single bacteria cells, or bacteria which is made up, as you can say, it's okay, just one single cell. Is what you call as okay a unicellular organism. Okay. Yeah. Although it's okay, it is just made up of one single cell. But you specifically as okay, want to well, okay, yes. Protozoa. But it's not going to be all protozoa that are just made up of one cell. Right? But the human body, well, okay, guys, is not a unicellular organism. As a matter of fact, there are several trillion cells. But even if we take as okay, each of those individual cells and study them one by one, each of those cells are going to be as okay, a basic unit of life. Okay, but then we have okay, some we can say simple organisms that are just made up of one single cell. Those kind of organisms will be referred to as being unicellular. And you can say it's okay, uni mainly is okay, just means one. Cell is from cell, and ular here is meaning it's okay, just pertaining to. Did you guys get that?
Yes.
Yes.
So what can we say? We first has atoms. Atoms makes up molecules, also known as compounds. Clear? Those compounds, yes, okay, for our case here, yes, okay, are going to make up what you call organelles. Organelles being brought together into, yes, okay, another basic functional unit known as cell. Would be the basic unit of life. Clear? And now we can just go on. So in the human body, it's okay, several 100 trillion cells. Okay. We're not even going to just okay, start counting. To be just okay. Okay, guys. Yeah. Good body. Okay. We say atoms become molecules, become organelles, become cells. And the next level is tissues. Now, guys, tissues are just two or we can put it this way and see it's okay. Now, what we're going to make a tissue is going to be two or more than two. Cells will make a tissue. But. We had a similar comparison, or we had a similar thing as okay when we made atoms become molecules. Yeah, here we says okay, mainly says okay, there was going to be okay, different atoms that were joined together to make a molecule. Here is going to be as okay, we may have two, we may have more than two cells, but these cells here is okay, got to be similar cells. Is that clear? So it's only when you have two or more than two similar cells. Let's say it's okay that here it's okay, our cells that we make, it's okay that they together are squared. Since there's okay here squared, that's going to as okay make them being similar, and only that is going to be as okay making a tissue. We can't say that's okay that we take a as okay a squared cell, for instance, and join it with a different kind of cell, which we may say it's okay, just say it's okay, round. Or let's say it's okay, moon-shaped. These will not make tissue because they are different cells. If you want to just okay make a tissue with the round cells, that's okay, it has to be round cells. Or it's okay, not round, but maybe it's okay, similar cells. If you want to make a tissue, it's okay, using it's okay, these moon-shaped cells, are okay, yes, they have to all be, yes, okay, moon-shaped. Clear? Okay. So only then is it that they're going to be as okay, what we can call them as okay, similar cells. Now here, okay, not only in terms of yes, okay, shape, but it's going to be as okay, both shape and function. That would be as okay, what makes the cells similar. But here's okay, just use as okay, this example as okay, by okay, shape because it's easier to explain. Or it's okay, demonstrate. Did you guys get that?
Yes.
Okay, so it got to be similar cells that I join together that we make up, okay, as a tissue. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, we had a similar, okay, yes, we had a similar concept when we says, okay, atoms were put together to make up molecules. But yes, okay, here you couldn't take, yes, okay, two oxygens and join them. There gotta be, yes, okay, some sort of positive ion or atom in the equation as well. Right, okay. So yes, okay. Ensure that, okay, there will be, yes, okay, bound between, yes, okay, the two oxygen atoms. Or we couldn't take, yes, okay, two positives and join them together. There gotta be at least one negative ion in the equation. Okay. Which actually makes it say different. So different atoms, yes, okay, will join to form molecules. Where here is okay, it had to be similar cells. That will join together, and only as okay, when that was the case, then you say is okay, now we have a tissue. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
So whether that was okay, just two, or two is probably going to be okay, too small of a tissue. Okay. But once you say that, okay, yes, we took a cell and we joined it with another cell. Now, this is not, we can say, okay, this is just two cells. But theoretically or practically, it's okay. We already is okay, talking tissue. And then we can just, okay, go on, it's okay, increase number of the cells. As long as these cells, they are similar cells, join together like this, okay. That makes okay. I mean, it's okay, just continue. It's okay. The tissue too increase in size or whatsoever. No, guys. No, okay, sorry. So tissues was, sorry. What did we say tissue was? Two or more than two. Similar cells. Was going to make a tissue. Now, guys, a lot of these details here is okay, we may find in chapter number 2. But I mean, yes, okay, I'm going to just discuss it here and now. So as far as our tissues were concerned, yes, okay. Now you already know, yes, okay, some of the basics, right? That we had 4 basic main tissues. We have what we can call it, okay, epithelial tissue. Now we can call it epithelial tissue, or we can also call it epithelium. Clear? We have what we call the connective tissue. Okay. We have what we call, yes, okay, nervous tissue. And we have what we call, yes, okay, muscular tissue. Did you guys remember that?
Yes.
Now, another thing that we also mentioned was that we said, okay, as epithelial tissue is okay, primary is okay, where did we find that? Found on the body surface. All the body surface is made up of what kind of tissue? Epithelial tissue or epithelium. Another area where we find okay epithelial tissue or okay, but then practically okay will be referred to as endothelium, but mainly because it is made up of okay similar types of cells as we find in epithelial tissue, but it's also going to be okay found on the inside of body passages. It's made as okay going to be made up of epithelial tissue. Now, like guys, what you may find that okay as the word on the inside of body passages can also as okay be replaced by the lining of body passages. Is that clear?
Yeah.
So I see some of you, yes, okay, are sitting in a cold room today because you're wearing a sweater. Clear? But yes, okay, if you open up your sweater and look on the inside of your sweater or jacket or coat or whatsoever, what is that you find? What do you call that inner layer on the inside of your hoodie, sweater, jacket, coat?
A lining.
Exactly. So here you got it, right? Okay. Or you may say, yes, okay, the sleeve of my jacket. Yes, okay, that's the sleeve. That's the body passage. But what do you find on the inside of the sleeve? What we could call the lining of the sleeve. In your body, that lining is going to be made up of epithelial tissue. But since it is found on the inside, we will just call it the endothelial layer. Did that make sense? Okay. But you say, well, okay, I also found the same material that I find on the lining on the outside of my sweater or jacket, right? Okay. Sometimes that's okay, your jackets or something maybe that's okay. The outer coating and the inner lining is made up of the same material, right? Okay. But you still call the inside layer the lining. Clear? Okay. So that's okay. The inside of your body passages can also be referred to as the lining of your body passage. Just as the inside of your jacket, yes, okay, is going to be yes, okay, called the lining. Did that make sense? So that explains why it's cold today, so that you guys could wear a jacket or a sweater or something, and okay, I can use that as an example. Okay, we could have done this chapter here in July, and you're going to say, oh, what are we going to do then? Then I was just, okay, just go to your closet and look at, okay, yes, your jacket or sweater or whatever. Okay. Any question, guys? Okay. So that's okay. But again, it's okay, we call it, okay, we refer to as okay, the epithelial tissue on the inside. You can call it epithelium or epithelial tissue. But it's okay, since it's found on the inside of the body passages, it can also be referred to as endothelium. And you guys are going to say what body passages? Well, guys, your gut, your airways, things such as blood vessels. What are they? Body passages. Because there are structures in your body through which occurs some material or some objects or substances or elements may be passing. Is that clear? Good. Okay. Now, guys, let's go a little bit, yes, okay, more into the detail of epithelial tissue. So do you guys mind if I go on to, yes, okay, another slide?
No.
No. Okay, thank you. Now, when we say, yes, okay, epithelial tissue, now we can mainly say, yes, okay, because there's actually, it's okay, going to be, it's okay, a variety of epithelial tissue. So how is it that we actually, it's okay, we can say classify amongst the epithelial, okay, varieties or types of epithelial tissue? What are going to be, it's okay, the two main criteria that we use to classify or differentiate one kind of epithelial tissue from another. The main two criteria is going to be the number of layers of cells is one criteria. And the other criteria is going to be the shape of the cells. Did you guys get that?
Yes.
Okay. So by using these two criteria here, that is pretty much okay how we is okay classify, or actually it's okay name the type of epithelial tissue that we may see. Or maybe referring to. Now, guys, as far as the layers of, that's okay, number of layers of cells is concerned, there's going to be as okay, mainly as okay, two major types. One, if you only have one layer of cells, or we can say, okay, only one layer of epithelial cells. Now, that is going to be referred to as being simple. Is that clear? So if our epithelial cells mainly as okay, just arranged in one single layer, that will be known as a simple epithelium. Did you guys get that?
Yes.
Yes.
The other kind of, okay, yes, criteria of, okay, yes, epithelial cells, if it's going to be, yes, okay, if we are going to have more than one layer. That more than one layer can be 2, it can be 3, it can be 4, it can be 7, it can be 20, it can be whatsoever. But when we say it's okay that these epithelial cells here are found in more than one layer. So it's okay when epithelial cells are found in more than one layer. 2, 3, any number greater than 1 is going to be more than one layer. We refer to that as being stratified. Well, okay, yes, and stratified, well, okay, it's made as, okay, coming from the word stratum, which means as, okay, means layer. Just as we say, as, okay, more than one layer is going to be as, okay, layered. Okay, so that becomes as, okay, stratified. But mainly it's okay, derived from the word stratum, which means layer. This is going to be as, okay, a term that we will talk a little bit more. It's okay. We'll be referring to as, okay, especially as, okay, when we start talking of skin. Okay, so that is one criteria based on which it's okay, your epithelium may be classified. Okay, whether we have it in one layer or whether we have it in multiple layers. What do we have in one layer or multiple layers? The epithelial cells. It is just one layer of epithelial cells that's going to be called a simple epithelium. Whereas, okay, if it is more than one layer of epithelial cell, it's going to be called stratified. Did you guys get that?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Okay, guys, not to don't worry that much about it, but okay, yes, we can also say it's okay because it is found. There is one or two occasions, yes, okay, where we may find something which is going to be called pseudostratified. Now, what did we mean by okay being stratified? What did that mean?
More than one layer.
More than one layer. Now, is there anybody who know what the word pseudo means?
Isn't it like irregular?
Huh?
Irregular?
Irregular.
Yeah, irregular.
Okay, like this?
Yeah.
Not really, dear.
Does it mean false?
Pardon me up.
Does it mean like false?
False, exactly. False, or actually it's okay, fake. Is that clear? Okay, so okay, now guys, what okay as a pseudo stratified is going to be as okay epithelial tissue where it may, as okay, falsely look like as the cells are arranged in more than one layer, but actually simple. By giving just okay, I had that fake stratified appearance. Is that clear?
So it looks layered, but it's not.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay. But don't really, as okay, hakuna a lot about that one because that's okay. As far as you know, that's okay. What a simple epithelium is going to be, what a stratified epithelium is going to be. Yes, okay, good. Now, guys, that was one of the criteria. So based on that, we could yes, okay, say okay, yes, it will be simple, it will be stratified, or yes, okay, if even says okay, it will be pseudo-stratified. But actually, that's okay, it's simple, but just looks as being stratified. If you don't look close enough. Okay, guys. Now the next criteria is going to be as okay, that specifies okay, the type of epithelial tissue is going to be the shape of the cells. So we mean that's okay, going to that's okay, characterize the epithelial cell based on yes, okay, the shape of the cells. What shape is it that the cells have? Now those cells can be yes, okay, what we may refer to as being one is going to be squamous. Now, what do I mean to be squamous? That is actually that's okay, where your cells are going to be as okay, flat shaped. Stuff like this. Okay, so the shapes, or sorry, the cells actually okay have a pretty flat shape like this. Those are going to be called squamous. And if you only had okay, yes, fat cells arranged like this in one single layer, that will become okay, an example of okay, what you can call this okay, a simple squamous epithelium. Whereas if we had okay, as flat shaped cells like this, arranged in multiple layers, that will become as okay, a stratified squamous epithelium. Did you guys get that?
Yes.
Yes.
The other kind of shape of cells that we may have is going to be as okay, what we will call columnar. And that's mainly as we call as okay, the shapes are going to be as okay, column shaped. And we mainly can say okay, you know, they will just okay, have a greater height. And okay, has a smaller width or breadth. Is that clear?
Yep.
Right, okay, now if they were as okay arranged in one layer, that's just going to be as okay, simple columnar epithelium. More than one layer is going to be as okay,
Bless you.
Thank you, Deb. Stratified columnar epithelium. Okay, so when we say as okay that we have as tall cells, I mean they're going to be tall cells, that will be as columnar epithelium. A one layer simple columnar epithelium, multiple layer stratified columnar epithelium. Then yes, another example. Would be as what we call cuboidal. Yeah, as cuboidal is mainly as because the cells are cube shaped. And guys, when we take a cube, or we talk about something be cubed. Okay, that's going to as mainly be as any unit of distance raised to the power 3. Or we can mainly say when we say something is cubed, that's because we are talking about its shape, not only in the height or reference to the width, but we can also say length or depth. Did that make sense? Whereas if we only took 2 measurement, in 2 dimensions, it's going to be as squared. And this will be as what we had a later instance, we'll refer to as area. Whereas this here is is going to be as volume. Now you can just take as a very straightforward example. Your table, the table that you may be sitting by. Now if you just take the dimension of as the desktop, and say well it is 7 feet wide and 2 feet long. That's just going to be as area of the countertop. But if you say that the desk or the table is also as 4 feet high. Now if you add that into as the equation, that becomes a volume. Or that becomes you can say like a cubical dimension because it gives you as the measurement in 3 different planes. Okay. But you can also say, well, I only want to talk about as the width of my countertop and the height. Forget about the length. Okay, even those 2 dimensions, because it's only talking about 2 dimensions. That's the height and the width. That will give you as just the area. Or you can say the length and the height will only give you the area. But when you put the 3rd dimension in changes, that becomes cube or a 3-dimensional. But the reason that we just try that a cell is cube or cuboidal, mainly because we are talking about the dimension. So that's this will be square. You say, okay, yes, height and width and length whatsoever. But it's okay when you go like this and you add the third dimension. And you say, okay, not only height and width, but also yes, okay, length. That become cube. Okay, so mostly as okay, these cells here as okay are going to be as okay equal in height and width. And most likely as okay also as okay equal in length. Did that make sense?
Yes.
They are not going to be squished together or flat shaped. They're not going to be as okay columnar, but mainly as okay cube shaped. So again, as okay, if you had these cube shaped cells in a single layer, that was become a simple cuboidal epithelium. If you had these cube-shaped cells in multiple layers, that is going to be called a stratified cuboidal epithelium. Did that make any sense?
Yes.
Okay. Now, guys, well, we're not going to just okay be talking about as okay individual examples of each of these. I was just give us okay a common example, something that okay as we is okay maybe talking about later on. But it is going to be as okay, we can see that will be. Let me just erase this. So we say cube or cuboidal, that was meaning that's okay when our cells were cube shaped. But we may have an example, let's say it's okay, it's going to be as okay stratified. What do you mean by being stratified? That is going to be as okay in multiple layers. What's going to be as okay the shape of the cell? They're going to be squamous. What does it mean to be squamous cells? Okay, yes, they are flat in shape. Okay, and okay, yes, since that's how that's okay, what makes our epithelium, we say okay, there's going to be stratified squamous epithelium. And an example of squamous or stratified squamous epithelium is your skin. Or actually, that's okay, it's going to be it's okay, the epidermis of the skin. Okay. But guys, these mainly as okay are the two as okay. You can say it's okay, main basic criteria based upon which is okay we may classify our epithelial tissues. Did you guys get that?
Yes.
Any questions about what it means to be a simple versus stratified epithelium?
Nope.
No.
Any question between, okay, how are yes, okay, what's the difference between squamous versus columnar versus cuboidal? Or B?
No.
Good.
Nope.
And have everybody noticed that stratified squamous epithelium, an example of that is skin?
Yes.
Good. Any other questions?
Nope.
Nope. Goody moody booty. Now we can just go to our next tissue, which was the connective tissue. And guys, okay, yes. You can say it's okay. A lot of this detail is okay, actually it's okay, is in chapter 2. Okay. But we can just talk about it now and okay, say, well, okay, once we get to chapter 2, that's okay, it's okay. It's already covered. So what did we have in connective tissue? Now, this was one of the versatile kind of tissues. So we had, for instance, or what we can use, okay, in common word called cartilage. We then have, okay, as what we can call bone. We can have, okay, as what is known as adipose tissue. We have, okay, as fibrous tissue. And then, okay, as the unique one, which is going to see us, okay, be blood. Okay. Now, guys, the cartilage tissue. Yes, okay. If we say cartilage tissue, yes, okay, that could also be referred to as the chondrous tissue, where chondr actually meant cartilage. Okay. Now, guys, it's okay. Where is it that we mainly, it's okay, we'll find cartilage tissue. Okay. Now, this is going to be, as okay, found in, okay, yes, joints between bones. Okay, that's one place where you will find cartilage tissue. In great amounts, just okay, you will also find, just okay, cartilage tissue in your trachea, which is your windpipe. Okay. You may, as okay, also find, as okay, cartilage tissue in your nose. The reason that the tip of your nose may, as okay, be able to, you can flip it like this, is because it is made up of cartilage. And then somebody will say, well, okay, my nose is pretty flat. What about that then? Well, okay, it still has cartilage. Is that your nose is flat. Okay. And the last but not the least, this dude here is made up of cartilage. Says, okay, the flips of your, or flaps of your ear. Or what we actually is okay, can call is okay, the, does anybody know who knows what we call this flap of the ear? Yes, guys.
Is it not just called the cartilage of the ear?
No.
Okay.
It's called your lobes. Is
Want me to?
that your earlobes?
Okay, earlobes. Okay, good. So what's another name for your earlobes? Okay, thank you. Auricle. Auricle. The auricle of the ear.
So that top part up there is called the auricle?
This whole fellow here.
Oh, okay.
If you went to a hairdresser back in the days, probably your grandparents or great grandparents might have experienced that. The hairdresser back then would not be as okay, that polite. I say, do you mind? Okay, husband. No. He's gonna grab you from the ear. Okay, pull it. Okay, now look up. Okay, camera right. Okay. So you walk home not only with okay as haircut, but also as okay red ears. Nowadays, it's okay. You may sue a hairdresser if he or she does that, right? Yes, yes, okay. I didn't came here to just okay get an ear massage. My ears are probably as okay or as okay are normally functioning. Or were normally functioning after yes, okay, they got into your hands, right? Okay, that's fine. Okay, guys. Now it would be as okay unjustified to just say, okay, so do we only have one kind of cartilage tissue? No. There actually is okay are three major types of cartilage tissue. Now, one type is going to be known as hyaline cartilage. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. And where do you find that? Now it's okay, joint between bones. But the thing here is okay that these gotta be mobile joints. The joints that are mobile or freely mobile. That's where you will find it's okay, hyaline cartilage.
So like you would find that in like your knee area or no?
Pamilia?
Would it be like near your like around your knee or no?
Yes. If your knee joint is a mobile joint, yes, okay. That's where you will find my dear. So the thing is, okay, there gotta be a mobile joint or a freely mobile joint. Okay. You mean you can say it's okay, well, okay, yes, of course, that's okay. We have the bone. And okay, yes, on top of this bone here, it's okay, it's going to be cartilage, and that will be hyaline cartilage. But that's only provided, okay, that this is a joint that's going to be, it's okay, freely mobile. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Good. No, that's okay. What makes it as okay a hyaline cartilage? Well, okay, that's more of okay as the microscopic. You can say it's okay composition of it. But let's just look at okay the two other kinds of cartilages that we may have. Because there's going to be as okay something that we will call as okay fibrous cartilage. Which means as okay is going to be as okay we can say as okay a more rigid or robust form of cartilage. Now you also as okay will find as okay this cartilage here is okay in between joints. But that's going to as okay be what we can call as okay most likely as okay non-mobile or reduced mobility joints are going to have as okay fibrous cartilage. So an example of a joint where you okay will find as okay fibrous cartilage can either be as okay the intervertebral disc. It is made up of cartilage, but it's not going to be hyaline cartilage, it's going to be fibrous cartilage. And or what we actually is okay will call as okay sutures of the skull. Now what the blue the sutures of the skull are, we will talk more about that when we talk about as okay the joints and the skull bones, which are completely immobile. No movement at all. So that's mean that's okay because it has okay, yes, it is going to yes, okay. The bones are going to be joined together by a cartilage, but which is going to be fibrous cartilage, which is where we may can say that a great that's okay amount of fibrous tissue embedded in this cartilage is going to yes, okay make it become what you could call it okay a fibrous cartilage. Did you guys get that?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if we just look at the other kind of this okay cartilage tissue, it's going to be referred to as elastic cartilage. And what do we mean by something is okay being elastic?
It can stretch and go back.
Okay. Okay. But here it's okay, it's still going to as okay, we can say the cartilage tissue is still going to have as okay fibrous tissue embedded, but that is going to be as okay elastic fibrous tissue. Okay. Now elastic only as okay, you say okay, stretch and come back. That's when you talk about, for instance, an elastic band. But what enables it to just okay go and come back? Because it's flexible, it's elastic. But where do you find yes, okay, elastic cartilage? The reason that you can flip this thing here like this way, okay? It's made up of cartilage, it's not hyaline cartilage. It's definitely not fibrous cartilage. Otherwise, okay, this thing here would have been hard as a rock. But it's elastic cartilage. So where do you find elastic cartilage, guys? In your earlobes,
Is it in your nose too?
and this one here too. That makes sense. But they're all just okay examples of cartilage tissue or chondrous tissue. Any questions? So these were the three basic types of cartilages. Hyaline cartilage, fibrous cartilage, and your elastic cartilage. Did that make sense? Good. Okay, let's just say, okay, we have bone. Now, bone is mainly as okay, or we can call it as okay, it's going to be referred to as an osseous tissue. osteous, osseous tissue. Or what we mean is okay, brain is okay, just can call it as okay, bone tissue. Now, guys, we mainly as okay have two types of osseous tissues or bone tissues. Now, the further details about these is okay, the detail about these is okay, we'll talk more of okay as when we get to the skeletal system. But it's going to be as okay what we can call compact bone. Where mainly will say is okay, what's going to be compact bone, that's going to be as okay when the bone cells, osteocytes, are closely packed together. That would be yes, okay, compact bone. Where the word compact itself is okay with me. Anything that's okay that is closely packed. Other kind of bone can be referred to as either as okay, spongy bone. Just find that a bit more clear. Okay. Some people may also as okay, or may also go under the word ancillous bone. And what's going to happen here is okay, what's going to be an example or why do you call it okay, spongy bone or ancillous bone? Mainly it's okay because it's okay, the bone cells are loosely packed together. Or if you don't want to, it's okay, go by the butcher shop. But still want you, it's okay, you know what a spongy bone looks like. Take a sponge that you use in your kitchen or your bathroom and look at that. That's what the spongy bone will look like. So what do you find in a sponge? a lot of empty spaces, right? Clear? Meaning as a spongy bone, that's going to be as okay. Bone tissue, yes, okay, where that's going to be as okay. The bone cells actually are going to be loosely packed. Whereas, okay, if you squeeze the bone cells together, it makes up what you can call compact bone. Clear? Areas and bones very fine, yes, okay. These two types of bone tissues, that's okay. We'll talk more about that when we get to the skeletal system. Yeah. But as far as okay, bone tissue is concerned, these are the two major types of bone tissues: compact bones and spongy bones. Does anybody have any questions at this moment?
Oh,
Nope. Bup. Bup. Okay, then it looks like it's pretty cold where you are.
yeah, I left my window open yesterday.
Okay, that was okay. Okay, 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 dear. Okay, guys. Now let's just talk about okay, adipose tissue. And some people may also just okay call it as okay loose connective tissue. But guys, okay, is what adipose tissue mainly is going to be is fat. Okay. So yes, okay, tissue that is made up of mainly fat will be your adipose tissue. Okay. A major areas, okay, where we find adipose tissue is going to be in something that we call as okay, the subcutaneous layer. Is primarily as okay going to be made up of fat. Okay. We can yes okay say that okay some glands. Some glands may be made up of fat. An example of a gland made up of fat is the adrenal gland. Now, how many of you had biology in school? Okay. What animal did you dissect in biology?
Frogs
Huh?
or frogs and worms.
Frogs and worms. Okay, let's just stick with the frogs. Because does the frog have an adrenal gland?
I don't remember.
You don't remember.
It was a
Well,
while ago.
okay, my dear, they do. Okay, but in a frog, we don't call them the adrenal glands. But if you go back and look at, okay, as your biology notes from the frog dissection, you might have seen that, okay, as in the frog, there's something that they call the fatty gland or fatty body, which is found right on top of the kidney. which is just the humor, yes, okay, which is just the equivalent to the what we in the humans will call the adrenal glands. So in the frog we call it the fatty glands, in the human we call it the adrenal glands. And that's when we say, okay, most of the hormones that, okay, as your adrenal glands are going to be producing are going to be steroids, which are fatty in nature. Okay. But yes, okay, your frogs have adrenal glands. They just call them not adrenal glands, but okay, yes, fatty bodies. So any questions about your adipose tissue? Now, some people don't consider as okay fibrous tissue as okay as a separate as okay as a type of connective tissue. Now, when we talk fibrous tissue as okay, they can be categorized as dense, and loose, which mainly is okay is all dependent upon is okay the arrangement of okay as the body fibers or the fiber cells, which are going to be densely packed, or we can say it's okay loosely packed. Somebody may also say, well, okay, yes, or categorize them as okay as being fibrous, which we as okay mainly refer to as okay as being rigid, or as okay we can say it's okay non-elastic versus elastic, which means it's okay going to be as okay we can say it's okay determine that okay as how flexible, or in as okay worst case scenarios okay we can say it's stretchable. Is that okay this fibrous tissue here is going to be. But what we also saw that okay yes although yes okay we said cartilage, that's okay cartilage would be as okay loaded with as okay different kinds of okay yes fibrous tissue. Okay. Likewise, as okay in bones, although it says okay bone cells, osteocytes, but as okay those osteocytes or bones are going to as okay be as okay intervene, or as okay in between them is going to be as okay fibrous tissue, where okay the nature of that fibrous tissue is okay will change. And that's why you may as okay find that okay as bones in children are more flexible than bones of an adult. Our bones are pretty rigid, whereas okay the bones of a child is more flexible. That can also be due to yes okay that for children yes okay bones are made of a more cartilage that still needs to yes okay become bones or be changed into bone yet. Clear? Now, guys, blood. I'm not going to be talking about blood now because if I do so, that's a whole 2 sessions of itself. So we talk about that when we talk about a chapter of blood, which is a part of your circulatory system. Clear? So that's okay. All the juicy details about blood is going to just okay be brought up at that point. Clear? Okay. But what we actually can see is okay of all of our that's okay connective tissues. What they mean is okay are going to is okay. Why we call them connective tissues is either because okay these are going to be tissues that are going to be found in between tissues, other tissues, to connect them together. Or if you look at as the it's okay bone tissue is going to be okay the kind of tissue which is mainly it's okay connecting the whole parties together, right? Okay. Or I guess it's okay forming the connecting network upon which okay as our body is made. Any questions? Okay, guys. Good. Then we mainly as okay can just get back to as okay to our nervous tissue. Now, guys, when we say nervous tissue, that's mainly as okay going to be made up of nerves. But these nerves here is okay also can okay be referred to as neurons. Okay. Now, probably as okay towards the very end of okay as this model here. We may as okay just briefly talk about as okay the general structure of a nerve or a neuron. Okay. For now, just remember as okay where is it we found nerves or neurons? Well, okay, yes. In organs or structures that make up yes okay the nervous system. Very quick, guys, says okay the nervous system mainly is okay could just be of 2 types, 2 subtypes. We have okay what we call is okay the central nervous system. And we have okay as what we call the peripheral nervous system. Now your central nervous system mainly is okay is only made up of the brain and spinal cord. Whereas okay yes, what may arise from the brain and become yes okay the part of the peripheral nervous system is going to be yes okay the cranial nerves. Now these are mainly yes okay going to be yes okay there's going to be yes okay a total of 12 cranial nerves or 12 pair of cranial nerves. But the reason that we call them the cranial nerves is mainly because okay that they have their nuclei as they are referred to in the brain. where, okay, as the spinal cord runs, what comes as, okay, the peripheral part of your spinal cord is going to be as, okay, what we call the spinal nerves. And that's going to be as, okay, a set of pair of nerves that actually as, okay, comes and leaves to and from, yes, okay, through the body, from the spinal cord and from the body to the spinal cord. Will be as, okay, spinal nerves at each vertebral level. So yes, okay, what we have is, okay, the part of peripheral nervous system is going to be as, okay, the cranial nerves and spinal nerves. The cranial nerves arise from the brain, and spinal nerves is, okay, arises from your, or comes to your spinal cord. And all this, whether it's the brain, whether it's the spinal cord, or whether it's the nerves, are made up of, okay, yes, different types of neurons or nerve cells. Did you guys get that?
Yes.
Good. Probably, okay, something that I forgot to mention. The community says, okay, the study of these tissues here is, okay, that was what we call histology, right? Okay. Now, guys, we can just chalk off, okay, yes, the last major tissue that we have, which was the muscular tissue. Now we can call it the muscular tissue, or the myous tissue. But we can mainly say, okay, it's going to be made up of myocytes, which will be muscle cells. Now we had three basic types of muscles. Skeletal muscles, smooth muscles, and cardiac muscles. Now, what all these three types of muscles here had in common was that they were contractile. Did that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, and what make them contractile is mainly, okay, what makes them muscle. Okay, what all muscles, irrespective of whether they are skeletal muscles, smooth muscles, or cardiac muscles, are going to be here. They have this, because it's okay, basic is okay, contractile unit. And that is known as a sarcomere. Mere. Okay, I just broke it up. Although it is one word. SARCO. Where you can say it's okay, sarco. Was from flesh, which was muscles. MERE. So sarcomere. That's the basic contractile unit that your muscles are made up of. So all muscles are going to, yes, okay, be made up of these basic contractile units called a sarcomere. Okay. Any questions?
No.
Good. Now, when we said skeletal muscles, we said because it's okay attached to the bones of the skeleton. We also said that, okay, these muscles here, okay, functionally, yes, okay, is or voluntary. And microscopically. Were striated. Whereas, okay, as for the smooth muscles, we said, well, where do you find that? In all internal organs. Now, this all here is okay, is with an exception. Except from the heart. Which, although yes, okay, is an internal organ that has muscles, but that muscle is not going to be a smooth muscle. Oh. Is that clear? But any other organ in the body that is okay, as have layers of muscles, is going to just okay be made up of smooth muscles. Now we also, as okay, previously mentioned that okay, as functionally speaking, it's okay, these muscles here were involuntary. And guys, the primary reason that we call them the smooth muscles was pretty much okay because that they were non-striated. Which mainly means that they didn't have striations. That's what made them smooth muscles. Is there anybody who has any doubt on that?
Nope.
Good. Okay, guys, now the cardiac muscle. The cardiac muscle can also be referred to as the myocardium. Which means it's okay, just means muscle. Okay, here we don't have the word off, but muscle heart. I mean, it's okay, will just be the muscle of the heart. Did you guys get that?
Yeah.
Clear? And that pretty much, okay, as just specifies just, okay, where this muscle area will be defined. Okay, sorry. In the heart. Clear? As far as the function is concerned, guys, okay, yes. It is involuntary. Where this muscle here is okay, microscopically is okay, was going to be as okay, striated. Now, since yes, okay, it is striated just like your skeletal muscle. Microscopically, yes, okay, how would you be able to just okay differentiate between yes, okay, cardiac muscle versus skeletal muscle?
Its location.
Well, okay, you have a slide of a tissue. This is my idea, this is microscopically. This is not something that you may be able to see with your naked eye.
The intercalated discs.
Exactly. Because okay, in the myocardium, we have okay, it's what we call the intercalated disc. So yes, okay, you have the fibers, which means yes, okay, are going to be striated. But okay, in between those fibers will be intercalated discs. Whereas up here is okay, we still just have the fibers, they are going to just okay, just be striated, but there is no intercalated disc. You don't find intercalated disc. Of course, my idea is okay, if you see the heart, and say, okay, yes, this is the heart. I'm not going to find smooth muscles in this fellow. I'm not going to find skeletal muscle. There's only going to yes, okay, be one type of muscle that's okay that I find in this structure here, which will be the cardiac muscle or the myocardium. Is that clear? It's
Yes.
mainly going to be okay, microscopically. That okay, as in the cardiac muscle, you have the intercalated discs, although it's okay, you may see that okay, as there are striations. That makes it a cardiac muscle. Whereas okay, as for your skeletal muscles, they are striated as well. But you do not, oh yes, okay, you may not find the intercalated discs. And smooth muscles, well, okay, there is no striations. That's what makes them smooth. Did that make sense? Good. Okay, guys. Now, before you guys pass out due to, yes, okay, hypoglycemia, get something to eat and drink, and I see you guys back at, should we say, 1-5? Okay, guys, have fun till then. Let's get back on track. Now, guys, does anybody have any questions?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Go ahead. It's so we can mainly just say is okay that tissues arranged becomes organs. And organs plus organs plus okay XYZ number of organs becomes what we can call it an organ system. Or what we mainly is okay also just recall a system. And that all this is okay eventually is okay. Because it's okay placed in the right position. Makes us as who we are. Yeah. And guys, okay, as I said earlier today, is okay. Our approach is mainly as okay, going to talk about as okay, each individual organ system. Okay, guys. Okay. But let us go and okay, let's talk about as okay, what we can call compounds. Which mainly as okay would just be as okay another word for what we call molecules. Yeah. And what we mainly said, well, okay, yes, the general concept of a compound or a molecule was two or more than two atoms bound together. Or we can say, okay, joined together, whichever. That will mainly as okay make a compound or a molecule. Did that make sense?
Yes.
Good. Now, one main thing that okay, yes, that we did when we said okay, it was going to be a molecule or a compound was there is going to be at least one cation which was positive and at least one anion which was negative, right? Okay. Is that clear?
Yes.
Good. Now a cation is mainly going to be as okay, any positive charged atom will be referred to as a cation. Any negative charged atom or element will be an anion. Now, as far as ions, because it's okay, both of these is okay will be is okay, what we commonly is okay, we'll call ions. Yeah, positive, a cation, negative would be anion. Okay, but that can be any atom. Any element can be a cation if it is positively charged. Any atom or element can be a anion if it is negatively charged. Clear? Okay. But, some ions may also be as okay referred to as being electrolytes. And what's going to be as okay, we can say as okay, the main difference between okay as regular ions and electrolytes. Because it's not going to be all ions that are going to be considered as electrolytes. So electrolytes mainly as okay are just ions that when dissolved in water release okay as what you call either a positive ion or negative ion. Where you mean you can say that okay, yes, electrolytes would be ions. Why would they be ions? Because they carry a positive or negative charge. But what actually makes them electrolytes is going to be that okay, yes, that they are dissolved in water.
So some that when dissolved in water release what?
I mean,
Some that when dissolved in water release what?
ions.
Okay.
That will be as okay. Those kind of ions will be referred to as electrolytes. Now, you may think of okay as what you call, let's put it this way. When you say Gatorade, what is it? What is it that you have in Gatorade?
Electrolytes.
Okay. But why do they call it? Why would you call them electrolytes? Why do you call them electrolytes, my dear?
Because they hydrate you.
Okay. It's not the electrolytes to hydrate you. You mainly had water, right? And that water was going to be as okay. Ions which were positively charged and negatively charged. And that's why we call them electrolytes. Did you get that?
Yes.
Okay. So mainly because, okay, they were ions that, okay, as dissolved in water. Okay. you can make say okay, one thing that okay is would be in okay as your gallery would have been okay regular table salt. In this case, yes, okay, now this table salt, now when you say it's okay that it becomes dissolved, that mainly mean that okay, as the sodium ion will actually it's okay separate from the chloride ion. And now we just okay, just call them electrolytes. But what was it that they primarily were? It was a cation and an anion. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
But if you had an ion, any other positive ion, and or negative ion, but if that was not able to just okay dissolve in water, it would not have been an electrolyte. It would still be an ion, but it would not be an electrolyte. Did that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So again, yes, okay, as we said earlier, yes, okay, what's the reason that okay, as these two fellows, yes, okay, were able to, yes, okay, join together to actually, yes, okay, now this means, yes, okay, will just be, yes, okay, what we can call is okay, a regular salt molecule. Okay, now what make it a molecule mainly because, okay, we had two atoms. One was sodium, one was chloride. That was bound together to here make, okay, as this molecule. Okay, but we're not just going to be as, okay, any atoms. One had to be positively charged on a cation. One has to be negatively charged, meaning an anion. But since this here is okay, molecule was dissolvable in water, which means it's okay when you say it's okay dissolved, it means it's okay going to mean it's okay break up. That you actually it's okay separate the sodium from the chloride. That's going to make it dissolved. Okay. But it has to dissolve in water. Only then will it be considered an electrolyte. Did you guys get that?
Yes.
Yes.
No, guys. Okay, chemically speaking, yes, okay, we may have, yes, okay, two major types of chemicals that we may talk a bit about. One is going to be, yes, okay, what we call acids. The other is going to be, yes, okay, what we call bases. Now, the base or bases may also, yes, okay, be referred to as an alkaline. Okay. You may come across the words such as acidic, which means it's okay pertaining to acids. We may as okay talk of okay as alkaline, or we can even say as okay basic, which means it's okay will just become as okay. Are we as okay pertaining to basis? Did you guys get that?
Yes.
Now, when we say acid, okay. Or now when we talk of an acid, what we mainly will say is, okay, that's going to be an anion. What do you mean by an anion? Because it's okay, that's going to be, it's okay, a negative charged ion. Okay. Is that clear?
Yep.
Okay. We can say it's okay, bound to or attached to a hydrogen ion. And chemically speaking, guys, it's okay, a hydrogen ion is always going to be positive. So in an acid, the type of cation is fixed. That cation has to be a hydrogen ion. Is that clear? Okay. But where, okay, the anion could be anything as long as it's going to, be able to chemically, attach to a hydrogen. Did you guys get that?
Yes.
Okay. So the combination of any anion bound to a hydrogen ion, which is going to be the cation in this equation here, on this compound here, that will make up what you call an acid. Whereas guys, just okay, when you go for the base or basic, or alkaline. Okay, now that's made as going to be a cation. And we already know that the cation is always going to be as the positive element in a molecule. But just here is we can say it's bound to and it's not going to huh? No, what we actually is we'll call hydroxide ion. Sorry. And the formula for a hydroxide ion is going to be OH. But this hydroxide ion here is that is going to be the anion. Okay, so that's this hydroxide ion, that is going to be the anion. So that's going to be fixed. Okay, so a base or an alkaline substance is going to have a hydroxide ion, but that's that's going to just attach to any cation. Okay, as long as that cation is chemically able to just bind to the hydroxide ion. So that will make a base. Whereas an acid is going to be as any anion is okay bound to a hydrogen ion, which is going to be the cation, will make us okay what you call an acid. Did you guys get that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so an acid that we as okay most likely as okay will talk a lot about, okay, is going to be this fellow here. So okay, I'm just going to write the things just okay as they are in the formula. This one here, where we can say that okay as the hydrogen, that is your cation that we have here, and okay as the chloride, that is the anion. Now these two together here, yes, okay, they make up, yes, okay, what we actually call the hydrochloric acid. So you may have heard of okay as an acid called hydrochloric acid. This is its chemical formula. Clear? Okay. But yes, okay, if this breaks up, if we actually okay, break up this hydrochloric acid here, it's okay, what we actually get is, well, okay, yes, we have the hydrogen ion. And okay, yes, the chloride ion. So breaking up of the acid is going to release hydrogen and chlorine. Where okay, if they are bound together, that's when we have okay the hydrochloric acid. But yes, okay, here because it's okay the hydrogen is the main what do you want to call it? Yes, okay. It's the anion or cation, sorry, that we have. That's what makes this substance here an acid. Did you guys get that?
Yes.
Now, on the other hand, we can just take an example. We can say it's okay, we will have a base. Okay. Now, in this case, we can say it's okay, now our cation, for instance, we can say it's okay, will be sodium. Yeah, so that's going to be as okay, our cation. We may as okay connect that or combine that with the hydroxide ion. So this substance here actually is okay, it's going to be as okay a base, and what we will call this is just going to be called nothing but sodium hydroxide. We can then take okay as another cation, for instance, okay, potassium. But okay, there's going to be no question about it. Okay, the anion that will be as okay in this equation here is going to be as okay hydroxide.
So the hydroxide is the negative ion?
Exactly.
Okay.
That's why I said Clear? In acids, it was a cation that was fixed, and that would be hydrogen. Did that make sense?
Yes.
Whereas in bases, yes, okay, it's going to be the anion that's going to be fixed, which is going to be the hydroxide. So this has become, yes, okay, what we chemically, yes, okay, meaning as potassium hydroxide. Now, some of you may then say, okay, Mike, what happens if you take a hydrogen ion and connect it or bound it with, okay, as with a hydroxide ion? Now, your question is going to be, is this substance here now going to be, it's okay, AS is going to be an acid or a base? Because it has both. It has hydrogen, which is the positive ion for, yes, okay, an acid. And it has, okay, a hydroxide ion, which is the anion which is needed for bases. So is this substance, yes, is that going to be an acid or a base? And guys, this substance here is going to be neither acid, neither is it going to be a base. It's actually, it's okay, going to be neutral. But chemically, guys, okay, as when this hydrogen binds with, okay, yes, your hydroxide, what that actually leads to is going to be, yes, okay, what we will call H2O. Which is the chemical formula for water. Okay. So if nothing is mixed in the water, what is it going to be? It's not going to be acidic. It is not going to be alkaline. Chemically, it's going to be neutral. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, okay. Although you may say, well, okay, well, it has the hydrogen ion, so why isn't it an acid? It had the hydroxide ion, so why isn't it a base? Well, okay, my idea is the acid and they mix together. In this case, yes, okay, it becomes neutral. So it's neither acidic nor basic. Now, guys, have anybody ever had any sort of interaction with chemistry? Okay. Now, some of you may have then heard of, okay, yes, my next topic, our next point that I want to talk of. Because, guys, that's going to, what the hell? Sorry. pH. Have any of you heard of pH?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, guys. And please keep in mind that, okay, yes, it's a lowercase p and an uppercase h. Okay. We may even say as, okay, now this pH, okay, as we may even say as, okay, it's going to be as, okay, a scale. And the reason we call it a scale is mainly is, okay, because we're going to use something like this here to measure it. Yeah. Okay. But first of all, it's okay, what in the blue is the pH. As me is okay because it's measuring this thing here. Okay, so we can mainly say that, okay, yes, it is the concentration of. Now I may use, okay, as a fancy or crazy word, but what we actually is okay, the negative log of the hydrogen ion. That's going to be your pH. So on the scale that we have here, it's okay, the numbers actually, it's okay, goes from 0 to 14. Is that clear?
Yes.
Good. Now, for other courses, or I guess if you have any, yes, okay, interaction with chemistry in other places than my course here, they may say that, okay, yes, a pH of 7 is neutral. Okay, guys? So if at any point of your lifetime you say, well, okay, I want to take, okay, as an extra course in chemistry, and they ask you, do you know what pH is? Yes. A crazy guy once told me about what a pH is. Okay. Now, then ask you, so what did that crazy guy told you about? Is okay, a neutral pH. Now you can say, okay, that crazy guy told me that a neutral pH is 7. Because it's in the middle between 0 and 14. But for this course here, our neutral pH is not going to be 7. Oops. Our neutral pH is not going to be considered 7. We're going to just, okay, move it a little bit and say that, okay, as our neutral pH is going to be as, okay, 7.4. Is that clear?
Yes.
So when I ask you, what is the neutral pH? You will say 7.4. Now, the whole reason that they consider this here as a neutral pH is that, okay, guys, 7.4 is going to be as okay, the neutral pH. That is the pH of blood. So the pH of your blood is 7.4. Did that make sense? And that's what's going to be as okay. And that's why we, in this course here, will consider 7.4 as being as okay, the neutral pH, which mainly will mean, okay, as if something is neutral, it's not acidic, and it is not alkaline or basic. Did you guys get that?
Yes.
Anybody is in doubt what the answer will be if I ask what a neutral pH will be?
Nope.
Good. Why? Because that's the pH of blood. So ideally speaking, yes, okay, your blood should not be acidic. It should neither be alkaline. If it becomes, yes, okay, we can say so it becomes too much alkaline. That'll be as okay, what we can call as okay, alkalosis. Whereas, okay, if the pH of the blood becomes too acidic, that is going to, yes, okay, be referred to as acidosis. And then some of you may say, then Mike, what the is ketoacidosis? Well, it's mainly as okay an acidosis, but as okay here, it's okay. The keto is from, it's okay, what we call, derived from the word ketone bodies, which is something that, okay, your body produces in case of, okay, as too high level of blood sugars. Okay. Did you guys get that?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. So what remaining can say is okay as we go from on a scale from 1 to 14, or from 0 to let's say 7.4. What do you have? Yes, okay, you may have a pH scale of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can even say 6, and we can even say it's okay 7. There, okay, on the other side we go as okay, we can say it's okay. We have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and of course that's okay. At the last 14. Clear? Okay, but this was really just okay a scale that we use to determine yes okay how much acidic or how much alkaline a substance was. Did you guys get that?
Yes.
Good. Now what we mainly will say is that as we go away from the neutral, as we go in this direction, a substance with a pH of a smaller, lower pH value actually is okay will be more acidic. Where we say it's okay if we go in, let's say it's okay, this direction here, as substance become less acidic. Now that continues on this side here is okay, very convenient and says, okay, since it becomes less acidic, it becomes more alkaline. Whereas, okay, if we go in this direction here, we can say it's okay, it goes from being okay, more alkaline to become less alkaline. Then it hits the neutral, and okay, as if you go on, yes, okay, it start becoming acidic. So a substance, yes, okay, which has okay as a low pH, or we can say it's okay, the lower the pH. Oh, you guys don't mind if I go to the next slide for a sec?
Nope.
Nope.
Good. Because you can actually say it's okay, say the lower pH is going to make a substance more acidic. Whereas, okay, on the other hand, we can say it's okay, the higher the pH, that's going to, it's okay, make a substance, we can say it's okay, less acidic. And a substance that may be considered to be less acidic is going to be more alkaline. Whereas on the other hand, a substance which is lesser is going to be more acidic, is going to be as okay, less alkaline. Is that clear?
Yes.
Good. Okay. So the greater your, the lesser the pH value, you can say it's okay, things such as 1, 2, or 3, for instance. Those are low pH values are going to, yes, okay, be extremely acidic. Contrary, if you go on the acid side and say, okay, what about a pH 6, for instance? It's still on the acidic side, but it's going to, yes, okay, be less acidic because of the greater pH number. What about okay, a pH of 5, for instance? It's going to be, yes, okay, less acidic. Clear? Okay. But, a substance with a low pH is going to have, okay, a high hydrogen ion concentration. Whereas, okay, as a substance with a high pH number is going to have, okay, as a lower hydrogen ion concentration. And that's why I said over here that the hydrogen ion concentration, or the pH actually, was the concentration of the negative log of the hydrogen ion, which mainly mean the smaller the number, the greater the hydrogen ion concentration. The greater the number, the lesser the hydrogen ion concentration. And what actually is okay made a substance acidic was the hydrogen ion. So it actually is okay, measure your hydrogen ion, but you can say it's okay, the greater the number gets, the lesser is going to be as okay, the concentration of hydrogen ions, which makes it more alkaline but less acidic. And what comes in between is okay, the acidic versus alkaline is going to be neutral. So that's why we mainly say that, okay, yes. And likewise here, so okay, the greater the pH, what would that mainly mean? That would mainly mean that, okay, yes, the greater the pH actually mean that you actually have a lesser hydrogen ion concentration. Okay, but that's not only happening on the alkaline side, it happens even as we go from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. What happens? As the number of your pH increases, the hydrogen ion concentration decreases. And as the hydrogen ion concentration decreases, as okay, a substance become less and less and less and less acidic and more alkaline. Whereas if you go in the opposite direction and say, well, okay, as the pH decreases, the hydrogen ion concentration increases, and that causes that, okay, as a substance is going to become less and less alkaline and more acidic. Did that make sense? Okay,
Yeah.
so the greater the number of your pH scale, the lesser the number of, or the lesser the hydrogen ion concentration. Clear? The lesser the number of your pH scale, the greater the hydrogen ion concentration. Okay, guys? And that acid that I talked about earlier, hydrochloric acid, is an extreme strong acid, which mainly has, okay, it has a pH of 1 to 2. Did that make any sense? Okay. Now, right now, yes, okay. If you have something to eat, your stomach will be producing hydrochloric acid. That's going to be the acid in your stomach. Okay. So what that acid will do, well, okay, that's a whole different discussion. But okay, yes, it is a strong acid, mainly because it has a low pH. Did that make any sense? Okay. So the greater the pH value, the lower the hydrogen ion concentration. Right. The lesser your pH value, the greater the hydrogen concentration. That's why it's the negative log. Or we can say, okay, they are inversely related. So things which are inversely related, that's okay. One increases, the other one will decrease. Clear? Okay, that's going to be as okay, your 101 on physics. Okay. The one goes up, the other one goes down. Any questions? Any punchline? It's okay. Caitlin is catching out on her TV shows. Weren't you? On
Yeah.
Netflix? Or what do you call it?
Love is
This
blind.
weekend I was, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So no punchline from any of the shows? No? Not a favorite line from your favorite song that somebody wants to just, okay, not necessarily, it's okay, scream out or sing out? I once did that, okay, as a was okay, yes. And this girl said, I have a favorite song, and as a matter of fact, okay, I sang it during, yes, okay, while competing for American Idol. I said, okay, you probably didn't become the American Idol. That's why you're sitting here with me, taking, yes, okay, a class in, okay, not ultrasound, but anyways. But okay, yeah, hell yeah, that girl, she could sing. And she starts singing, yes, okay, all the other girls from, yes, okay, the other classrooms walked in. I say, okay, how you want to listen to this? I said, okay, well, I think I had enough. No, okay, that's fine. So nobody is okay. Right now, there's no going to be nobody is okay coming and say, okay, about the classrooms. Okay, guys, so tomorrow we'll talk about, yes, okay, organic versus inorganic compounds and go from there. Okay, guys? So there's nobody who wants to say anything?
Mike, do you have a favorite song?
Well, okay, depends upon my mood. Yeah, because, okay, I've been a little bit weird. I've been listening to, well, okay, not Metallica. I'm not into that kind of genre. But it's okay a little bit. And Oprah. Okay. Those are the two things that, okay, as Jimmy says, okay. But you can say, it's okay, anything in between. Anything is okay, close to, yes, okay, the neutral pH. Okay, it's a little rock, pop, classical. We used to call it, okay, folk music, things like that.
You like a good mix of music.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I used to be very musical when I was young. Uh, Now usually that's okay. In the street of Copenhagen, we have a walking street in Copenhagen, and there would be also a lot of performers and so on. So, but that was when I was very very small. That's okay, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years old, and there would be those street performers. It's okay playing. And okay, I could hardly hear music, and okay, I will just walk in and start okay, and my own little moves of ourselves, dance. So, but uh, that was in my guilty childhood. I don't remember those moves anymore. Okay, so but okay. Well, so okay, yes, okay. What do you listen to? It depends upon my mood. Okay, guys, then see you guys tomorrow, and let's see. Okay, so we continue our second from it's okay, all organic, inorganic compounds and means okay, take it on from there. Okay, guys. Okay, have fun till then.
Bye.
Okay,
See you
bye-bye.
tomorrow.
Okay, bye,
Bye.
guys. Bye-bye.